One morning, on April 22nd, 2024, a 10-year-old boy wakes up confused as to what was happening in the house. As he left his bed, he was greeted by the blaring sound of fire alarms, and he couldn't shake that feeling that something terrible had occurred. Venturing out of his room, he was confronted with a gruesome scene, blood everywhere his eyes rested on. Not too long, he discovers not only the lifeless body of his father, but also the bodies of the rest of his family members. He phones the police and informs the dispatcher of what he had woken up to, and soon enough, the authorities arrived at the shocking scene of the deadly massacre. Questions lingered into the minds of detectives, and they were left wondering, what truly occurred that night, and why was this young boy the sole survivor? This is the tragic case of the Candy family. Jonathan Candy, a 42-year-old intelligent and driven video engineer, held a part-time job at the Paycom Center for the Oklahoma City Thunder, serving as a game night engineer. He attended Bishop McGuinness Catholic High School, and after graduation, he married his girlfriend Lindsay Terry. Lindsay, who grew up in Prague, Oklahoma, was a cheerful young girl known for her laughter and participation in the choir. Jonathan was the amusing, playful type who loved making jokes and bringing joy to those around him, and Lindsay, who was captivated by his humor and charm, eventually fell in love with him. Their marriage appeared to be smooth and happy, even after many years and the birth of their 4 sons. The Candy family included 18-year-old Dylan, 14-year-old Ethan, 12-year-old Lucas, and their youngest, a 10-year-old boy whose identity has been kept private due to his age and the sensitivity of the case. The Candy family was well known in their community, often described as the quintessential American family. Ethan and Lucas, the 2 middle children, were enrolled in the Mustang School District. Ethan was in 9th grade at Mustang High School, and Lucas was a 6th grader at Meadowbrook Intermediate. Their eldest brother, Dylan, had graduated in 2023 and was beginning his adult life. The family was very social and outgoing, frequently attending baseball games to support their children. Living at the end of a cul-de-sac in Yukon, they were well acquainted with their neighbors, who often praised their kindness. The Candy family appeared to have a strong family life, with happy children who were growing up quickly. As parents, they were committed to supporting their kids, and there were no reports of domestic violence or abuse. Their children seemed content, living the typical lives of American kids. The couple's Facebook page was filled with cheerful family photos, portraying a normal, happy family. Jonathan often expressed to friends and relatives that his family and children meant the world to him. Dylan Candy was the eldest son of Jonathan and Lindsay Candy. He was outgoing and easily made friends with a clear passion for drumming and music. In May 2023, he graduated from Mustang High School, where he loved being part of the marching band. In the fall semester, he attended Oklahoma Baptist University, OBU, and joined the Bison Brigade, OBU's marching band, playing the first bass drum. 14-year-old Ethan Candy was the second eldest son in the Candy family. As a 9th grader at Mustang North Middle School, he was known for being an active and athletic boy, excelling in baseball. His coach described him as an energetic and dedicated player with a natural talent for the sport, always playing with joy and intensity. Ethan's inspiring spirit and cheerful smile were uplifting to those around him. 12-year-old Lucas Candy was a student at Meadowbrook Intermediate. Often seen playing with other children during Ethan's practice, Lucas was full of life, smart, and active. Everything seemed perfectly normal with this family. No one would have guessed that anything unusual was happening behind the closed doors of the Candy household. Even their neighbors, who saw and interacted with them almost daily, would never have suspected anything amiss in the Candy family's home at the end of the cul-de-sac. An interview with the couple in 2022, featured on an episode of Discovering Oklahoma about their favorite bakery in Yukon, portrayed them as a young, vibrant, and happy family.
I come here twice a week in the morning just for their breakfast burritos, which are by far anything better than you can get around here. I love the carrot cake. I don't eat a lot of sweets, even with my last name, but I love the carrot cake.
I like the cannoli. The cannoli are good.
To an outsider, the family appeared content, simply living their lives, but no one could have foreseen the impending chaos and disaster that was about to occur. On Sunday night, April 21st, 2024, The Candy family was at home after what had been a typical day for the children. As the evening wound down, the kids got ready for bed and went to their separate rooms in their two-story house. Meanwhile, Jonathan and Lindsay remained awake, and tensions began to rise between them. It's believed that late that night, or early the next Monday morning, the two got into a heated argument. The exact topic of their argument is unknown, but whatever it was, it drove Jonathan to completely lose control. During the altercation, Jonathan grabbed a gun and ended the argument by shooting his 39-year-old wife multiple times at close range. Lindsay collapsed from the gunshot wounds and soon died from excessive bleeding. After killing his wife, Jonathan systematically searched the house for his children, seemingly intent on ensuring they died with her. He found 18-year-old Dylan first and shot him to death, followed by 14-year-old Ethan and 12-year-old Lucas, both of whom he killed instantly. At least one of the children was reportedly still asleep when they were shot. After this massacre, with blood everywhere and 3 dead children along with his wife, Jonathan turned the gun on himself, ending his own life. The next morning, on April 22nd, the youngest child awoke to a horrifying scene, likely having slept through the previous night's events. The first sound he heard upon waking was the fire alarms blaring. It was reported that during Jonathan's murderous rampage, the fire alarms in the house somehow got triggered. Around 9 a.m., the confused boy woke up and upon stepping out of his room to check on his family, was met with the sight of blood everywhere. He soon discovered his father lying dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound, with the gun used in the massacre resting on Jonathan's chest, where it had fallen. He was in shock as he tried to grasp the reality of the situation. The realization that his entire family was gone must have been overwhelming, knowing there was nothing he could do to bring them back. The 10-year-old boy then called the authorities, informing the dispatcher that he had found his entire family dead. The Oklahoma City Police Department responded immediately, rushing to the family's house in Yukon. Upon arrival, they entered the house and quickly assessed the victims, realizing there was nothing they could do to save them. An interview with Oklahoma authorities revealed that 2 of the victims' bodies were found upstairs, and the other 2 were found downstairs. All were pronounced dead at the scene. The Candy family house and surrounding area were taped off, and the investigation into the night's events began. Investigators wondered why the youngest sibling escaped unharmed, seemingly not a target once the rampage began. Jonathan's methodical killings of his sons after his wife's murder suggested a mission to ensure all his children died too, making it puzzling why the youngest was spared. The answer to this may forever elude us, given Jonathan's self-inflicted death. The exact cause of the fatal conflict between Jonathan and Lindsay, whether it was a sudden eruption or the culmination of long-simmering tensions, may also remain a mystery. It's noteworthy that there were no signs of resistance from his wife or children during what's termed a massacre. What could have prompted Jonathan Candy, known as a loving and jovial father, to reach a point where he would fatally attack his entire family, including himself, remains a profound question without a clear answer. During the investigation, it was revealed that police had no prior interactions with the family before that fateful morning, and their house had never been a subject of any calls for assistance. A neighbor, 68-year-old Michael Burcham, shared his recollections of Jonathan, the husband and father. Jonathan frequently assisted Michael with various tasks around his house, engaging in conversations about life. On one occasion, Jonathan had confided in his neighbor about his battles with depression and how he coped with it. This indicates Jonathan was grappling with depression at some point, possibly during the tragic events. The extent of his depression remains uncertain, but Jonathan appeared outwardly happy and content. No neighbor, friend, or family member could have anticipated such a devastating turn of events. Every neighbor who came forward spoke highly of the family, describing them as loving and close-knit. They often socialized with neighbors, spending quality time together almost every week. This makes the tragic events even more perplexing to them, as they witnessed the genuine love and devotion between Jonathan and Lindsay and within their home. It's a situation that defies comprehension for them. Following the loss of his entire family, the youngest sibling was taken from the scene and placed with relatives. The community, and those touched by their story, expressed a strong desire to support the 10-year-old boy in any way possible. This led to the creation of a GoFundMe page by one of his relatives titled "Help Lindsay Candy's Surviving Son," which has already raised over $76,000 toward its $100,000 goal at the time of this recording. If you would like to contribute and support the child, you can find the link at the top of the description. Many who knew the family are grappling with disbelief, wishing this tragic reality were not true. The absence of the beloved Candy family from the end of their cul-de-sac and their regular presence at baseball games has deeply shaken the community, leaving them with profound questions. Lindsay Candy, age 39, is fondly remembered as a dedicated mother who consistently went the extra mile for her children, ensuring they were well cared for. Her children reciprocated her love and devotion, spending ample time together as a close-knit family unit. Friends and family are fondly recalling 14-year-old Ethan as a humorous and clever young man. His teammates remember him as an exceptional team player who always looked out for everyone. Ethan is described as the bright spirit in any room and on the team. His coach held him in high regard, considering him a close friend to his own son and bringing out the best in him. Ethan was affectionately known as Sweet Candyman. To honor his memory and impact, a memorial bench will be placed at the Mustang Youth Sports Complex. Their eldest brother Dylan was a caring young man who took on the role of looking after his younger brothers, ensuring Ethan got to baseball practice promptly and attending every game he could. Known for his compassionate nature, Dylan passionately defended those he cared about, leaving a significant void in the lives of many who knew him. Brian Stackhouse, the director of athletic bands at OBU, noted that although Dylan wasn't leading a section due to being a freshman, he was chosen for the complex first base position because of his talent. Stackhouse described Dylan as an amazing young man with a big heart, always cheerful and friendly, even on tough days. He was a role model for his peers, demonstrating dedication, perseverance, and giving his best effort. Stackhouse recalled a memorable moment from band camp when Dylan, thrilled about his drumline solo, couldn't contain his excitement. In light of Dylan's tragic death, his bandmates were encouraged to support each other. To honor him and his family, Dylan's bass drum and uniform were set up as a memorial display. The youngest victim, 12-year-old Lucas Candy, was an innocent child who admired his older brothers and cherished them deeply as he grew up alongside them. He will be remembered as a bright and joyful kid who loved outdoor play and making new friends. It's truly remarkable how universally admired this family was, happy, loving, and fully engaged in their lives. Yet it serves as a stark reminder that appearances can be deceiving behind closed doors. Jonathan, known for his jovial and uplifting demeanor, was the one who brightened everyone's day with his humor and playful spirit. His children and wife were his world, as a family member recalled. Now shattered and bewildered, the family is grappling with countless unanswered questions, perhaps the most challenging aspect of coming to terms with this tragedy and moving forward. The sudden loss of such a beautiful family in such a traumatic manner has left a lifetime of uncertainties, especially for one 10-year-old boy. One of the most heart-wrenching aspects of this tragic tale is that the youngest child, the lone survivor of the Candy family, must face a future knowing his father took the lives of everyone he loved. At just 10 years old, he faces a life without his immediate family, no father, mother, or siblings. In one fateful night, his entire world was shattered, leaving him without the family he cherished. He may grow up seeking answers and closure that may never come, burdened with a weight too heavy for a child his age. Placed under the care of extended family members, the community has rallied around him, offering support to help him navigate this heartbreaking reality. We keep him in our prayers, and we hope he navigates through life's challenges with the help of his loved ones and the Almighty. It is unfortunate what happened to the victims in this case. As we reflect on this heart-wrenching tale, our thoughts are with the victims whose lives were tragically cut short and the loved ones they left behind. If you found this video compelling, be sure to like and subscribe to our channel and check out our other videos. Thank you for watching.